you can travel for back in time here. A secret place. Where shall we go today? Shining fish. The crimson fish and the young man. The lonely shore. The young man lived alone in a small seaside town. Every day was the same, and he felt a hollow emptiness deep in his heart. As he gazed at the sunset over the sea, he often wondered, "What am I supposed to do in this world?" The townspeople were busy and paid no attention to his loneliness. Yet the sea gently answered him, its waves rippling as if to speak to his heart. The crimson fish. One night, under the light of the full moon, a crimson fish glimmered on the surface of the water. In that instant, the young man's eyes were fixed on it. The fish spoke no words, it merely shone. Yet somehow, it seemed to question him silently, stirring something in his chest. "What is this fish?" He reached out his hand. The red light reflected on the waves and touched the tips of his fingers. The first step. The fish leapt from the sea onto the shore, slipping past the young man's feet. Startled, he stepped back in fear, but soon, he made up his mind. "I won't run. I'll follow it." A small spark of courage blossomed in his chest. He walked along the sand, following the fish. The sound of the waves was loud, the wind cold. Yet the crimson fish's glow warmed his heart. Friends in the night. Along the way, he encountered small creatures in a seaside cave. Crabs hiding in the sand, insects swarming toward the light, and seabirds resting in the waves. They spoke no words, yet they gave him a strange sense of reassurance. And the fish was always by his side. Its red glow guided the young man, showing him the way forward. The heart that had been lonely began to soften little by little. The storm. One night, a storm struck the town. Rain and wind lashed, and waves pounded the shore. He tried to hold the fish, but the waves pushed him, almost knocking him down. "What should I do now?" He faced his fear, staring at the crimson light. Then, strangely, a sense of calm returned to his heart. He huddled with the fish behind the rocks, waiting for the storm to pass. The crimson fish did not lose its glow, even amidst the raging wind and rain. The lesson of light. The next morning, the sea was calm, and the sun peeked over the horizon. The fish swam, shining serenely, as if speaking to him. The young man understood. True strength was not about fighting or fleeing. It was about standing firm even when pushed by the waves. And believing in the light. Though the crimson fish was small, its presence became the young man's courage. "I too will live believing in my own light," he thought, feeling for the first time a small glimmer of hope deep in his heart. A place to belong. Eventually, he arrived at a small cove. Few people were around, and only the sound of the waves filled the air. he decided to build a small home here. The fish shone one last time with a strong crimson glow, then disappeared into the water from his hands. He realized that the fish's light was no longer outside, it had taken root in his own heart. He breathed deeply and smiled. The world was still vast and sometimes frightening. But he had light. He was no longer alone. The young man had grasped a chance to change something. And even small changes brought great transformation to his life. Later, he learned the village legend. Those who see the shining crimson fish are blessed with good fortune. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel. Happiness for all viewers.